Hello, this is Opal Singleton of Exploited Crimes and Technology. We come to you every Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock right here on AM 590, The Answer. Well, I have so much to share with you today, I don't even know where to start. This is coming to the end of National Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and I am just nearly bedraggled by that time. I am making presentations morning, noon, and night, more than I've ever done before. Everybody says, is this getting better about human trafficking? And I'm saying, I am afraid not. So if you're new to the show, welcome to our show. This show is brought to you by an organization called Million Kids, millionkids.org. And we are an organization that has been combating trafficking, human trafficking, both sex and labor trafficking, as well as online social media exploitation. And we've been doing that going on 15 years now, with about 12 of that, no, 13 of that right here in the Inland Empire. Our organization is centered out of Riverside, but we work with Riverside and San Bernardino counties and even parts of Orange County and LA County at times. We travel all over. Million Kids has served as the training and outreach coordinator for the Riverside County Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force for about 12 years now. We're one of the oldest surviving members. We were there when it started, and it's been an amazing, amazing journey. Some incredible folks over at the Riverside County Sheriff Department have really created a task force that's just the best in the nation. And I mean that with all my heart. I'm prejudiced. I don't doubt that, okay? But I've worked with these people, and this last month, I've done a lot of speaking with a bunch of them. And I just want to just take a minute to say how proud we are to be aligned with what we call RCAT. That stands for Riverside County Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force. That's a mouthful. It is overseen by Sheriff Chad Bianco. And while there's all kinds of scuttlebutt out on the street out there, I'm very proud of the work that he has done. Just an amazing commitment to keeping our kids safe from predators out there in our county. And when everybody else was defunding police, that gentleman went to bat for everybody and doubled the size of the Human Trafficking Task Force. Now, when I started back in 2010, 2012, I was probably a bit Pollyanna about it all. I kind of thought to myself, well, we'll go out, we'll educate a bunch of people, we will form a task force, and we will beat this. But quite frankly, it has gotten incredibly worse throughout all of California. And as I said, Riverside County is probably in the best shape because we do have a lot of people committed to investigating and recognizing these crimes, but also for prevention and intervention. And that is the work that I do. We go out and we educate parents and kids, all kinds of people, organizations like Rotaries and Seroptimus and a lot of corporations. And we educate about how it works and how to keep our kids safe, and safe especially from those bad guys, those pimps, those predators, those people that are gangs that are looking to do harm to our kids. And so today I want to talk to you about something a little bit unique. I want to talk about foster kids from a standpoint of trafficking. It is to believe that at least 60% of teenagers in sex trafficking literally came from the foster care system. And that isn't a county-wide thing. That is a statewide deal on average. And so every year, Million Kids does a program to help foster kids. And that's why I'm starting this off that way. I've got a lot of other things I want to share with you, but just to give you a heads up, this whole program, for the most part, is going to be about how to keep foster kids from falling prey out there and ending up in sex trafficking. And one of the ways that we do it is every year we run this annual foster kid betting drive. And yes, I'm going to ask you for money, so buckle up. But every year it is so much fun and so many people get involved in it, and it makes a huge difference. For about a month, we ask people to donate. We can make it work for $50 each. I'd prefer to have 75 to do it right because of inflation. Last year we were able to do it for 50, but I've already gone shopping and it takes a while. To either donate to our organization, either 50 or $75 per child, or if you live here in the Inland Empire, you can assist us with the shopping and what we do. But every spring, we run this bedding drive for foster kids. Your first night in a foster home is got to be the most terrifying night of your life. And so what we do is we create gift packages with a beautiful comforter. We're not just going for the cheapest thing out there. We want a beautiful comforter with matching sheets, and it's always twin, and it's got to be brand new, cannot be used. Brand new. We want this brand new for this kid when they arrive. And it can be for a little kid, it can be for a boy or a girl, or it can be for a teenage young person. And it's a twin bed comforter with matching sheets and one decorator item. It can be a toy, it can be a pillow, but we want it special and we want it fun. So last year we just had a riot. We did the Spider-Man thing. And this year we've already started with the dinosaur theme for the young guys that are out there, or maybe a sports theme for the older kids. And maybe a neat plush rabbit kind of thing for the middle-aged kids, middle teen kids. And we're just having a riot. We put them together and then we donate them out to the foster kids so that the first night they arrive, they have something special. So we're going to be hearing before this show's over all about that. But I'm going to just give you a heads up right now. If you're excited and you want to participate, come along with us. Go to millionkids.org, millionkids.org, and donate for the bedding drive. Just put on it bedding drive. Or you can write to me at opal, OPAL, at millionkids.org and tell me how you want to participate. Well, I've got a whole lot of stuff to cover this time, and we're going to go in about foster kids. But there's some breaking news, and I want to make clear and to you. Number one, there is an unusual conference, and I would not normally promote this conference because they are charging like $100 to $125 to attend. It is out in the desert, and usually we don't charge for attendance, but this one is quite closed. And it is all about how sex trafficking and child abuse can happen to boys. And they have some incredible guest speakers, which is probably why they're charging so much. This one speaker that they have was looking for his name right now. This is March 8th, and we will post this on our millionkids.org site. In this case, his name is Robert Julian Stone, and he shares his story about being abused. And there will be multiple speakers there that are male that were talking about abuse and male sexual abuse. So that is March 8th. We'll have it at millionkids.org. You can look at it. It does cost some money to go, which is unusual, but this one is really high level. And it says it happens to boys. And so I want to just make you aware of that. Another thing I want to make you aware of is on March 2nd, which is a Saturday, at the Rock Church in San Bernardino, we will be holding a human trafficking event. I believe they're going to have, I think it's Solo or Chewy. I think they're going to have Chewy there. That's the device dog that sniffs out child pornography devices. I will be speaking there. Clark Morrow, who we just think the world of, will be speaking there. So it's going to be a big event. Be sure and put that one down for March 2nd. And finally, I want to talk about that a settlement was announced today back in University of Michigan of a individual there, doctor, who violated more than 1,000 young boys. And the settlement is for $490 million at University of Michigan. And his name was Dr. Robert Anderson. They're looking for any other victims that are out there. But I just want you to know that it can happen to males. We don't get enough information about that. We don't hear enough. It's always about the female, and there are a lot of females that get violated. But in this case, I'm very proud that they put a stop to it and made him pay so that they can, get on with their lives. This is Opal Singleton. The show is Exploited Crimes and Technology, and we up against a break, so stay with us. Be right back.
Are you tired of eating at the same old restaurants? Let me tell you about a fabulous Italian restaurant we found in Riverside, Mamma Mia's Italian Restaurant. Their caprese salad is exquisite with candied balsamic glaze. All of their sauces are special recipes using only the best olive oils. The salads are fresh and healthy. They offer a wonderful array of pastas, including shrimp scampi, capellini, bolognese, and lasagna. They're famous for their gourmet pizza, and you can order online for takeout or have a special date for dining in with family and friends. Mamma Mia's caters special occasions and hosts private events. You have to try it out. Mamma Mia's Italian Restaurant, located at 10971 Magnolia Avenue in Riverside, 1 block north of La Sierra on Magnolia. That's Mamma Mia's in Riverside. Be sure to tell Michael, Alex, or Joseph you heard it on AM 590 The Answer.
Hello, this is Opal Singleton of MillionKids.org. I believe the 4 most powerful words on earth are I believe in you. So we created a challenge coin that says, I believe in you on one side and stand tall, you are loved on the other side. This one-of-a-kind challenge coin is a perfect gift for birthdays, anniversaries, graduation, Christmas presents, or just an anytime gift for someone you love. What a powerful message for a parent or a grandparent to give to a young person. This 2-inch coin is made of polished gold. It's striking to look at, and it is priceless to hold. It is packaged in a beautiful black velvet gift box. What a great way to leave a legacy of love that will last forever. To purchase this coin, go to millionkids.org/gallery. Each coin is $25. Go to millionkids.org/gallery to purchase and give a legacy of love.
Real estate sales in the Inland Empire are really hot. Sean and Colleen at Caldwell Banker Armstrong Properties in Riverside are proud to sponsor this show. They are the best in the Inland Empire. They're fair, honest, creative, and they care about you and your situation. If you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Sean and Colleen at 951-529-4066.
AM 590, The Answer.
Hello and welcome back to Exploited Crimes and Technology. This is Opal Singleton, and we are talking about foster kids and foster kids as it takes place as it relates to human trafficking. You know, I've been in this business now 15 years, and from day one, I recognized the need to be able to come in and help foster kids. Literally, as I said before, it is believed that at least 60% of kids that get caught up in trafficking come from foster care. And I've spent a lot of the last few years trying to find out, number one, why, understand, put myself in their place, and then what can we do? It's not enough to know that this is happening. And it's real easy to say, well, that doesn't have anything to do with me because I'm not a foster kid and I don't know a foster kid and like that. But, you know, one of the things that I have come to understand here is that foster kids are so very vulnerable because they have a hole in their heart as big as the sky. Now, I did a bunch of research getting ready for this show, and I'm going to talk about some of the facts that are out there that we can understand why foster kids are so vulnerable. Now, I have a lot of programs I'm going to talk to you about of things that you can do to help with foster kids so they won't be so vulnerable. But it is really a tragedy. You know, the only difference between me and a foster child is I had that core relationship. You know, I had a home that I knew I could continue to come home to. And I had some folks behind me that, yeah, they didn't like everything I did. I'm not sure they liked a whole lot I did, but it doesn't matter. I had that core relationship, and I knew that I could always come home and that they would be there. But imagine what that is like for a child that can't come home, that can't get back home, that doesn't have that solid parenting background, that gets moved around. And sometimes it's a temporary situation. All too often, it becomes permanent. I want to give you some of the statistics that I looked up when I started studying. Just, it's one thing for me to put myself in their place, but it isn't until you get these facts that you understand just how serious this situation is. They said, now I've got about 5 different resources here. This one here is saying that there are more than 55,000 children in foster care in California, about 34% of whom are placed with relatives. So let's say 1/3, let's say 10 times, that'd be at least 15,000, but you still have at least 40,000, 35 to 40,000 that are not placed with relatives. Imagine, the schools that I go and speak in, they might be, 2 to 5,000. If you have 40,000, that's at least 8 to 12 schools worth of kids that can't go home, that are looking to absolute strangers to find something that looks like home that you can be safe at, that somebody who doesn't know your background, somebody who doesn't appreciate your idiosyncrasies, someone that doesn't owe you anything. And some of those foster parents are just the light of the world. We have the gal that works with me and kids. She runs a corporation and she does all my research packaging. For those of you that don't know me, I am known for tens of thousands of hours of research, and I take the most important parts and I put it all together, and then she makes it pretty so you can read it, because that isn't my forte. My forte is putting a lot of information together. But anyway, this individual, her first name is Dina. I won't give you her last name, but she and her husband Bob legally adopted 12 foster kids. Is that just amazing? Yeah. And she is a heart of gold, this woman. Very, very smart. They could have done anything with their life, but they have dedicated their life to that. So on any given day, there are at least 55,000 kids in foster care. Across California, across the United States, there is about 440,000. And so many children in California foster care system experience frequent placement change. This is really the tragedy. It's hard enough to be taken out of everything that you know and everything that you have some level of comfort and familiarity and acceptance and inclusion and like that. Even if it's dysfunctional, it is your dysfunction. And you feel safe in the dysfunction, even if it is not safe. At least it is that around you which you know. And you're pulled out of that and put into completely different people and a completely different attitude that may not have any of your same ideas or values or thinking or ways of kidding back and forth and interaction and like that. And here you are, brand new to this place. But then they say that there's a large portion of them that are moved more than once. How do you ever get any kind of security, any kind of attachment, any kind of feeling like this is me, this is mine, this is my identity in this? Children who are in foster care for 24 months or longer, 15% experience 5 or more placements. 5 or more placements. How do you ever get an attachment going? 44% experience 3 or more placements on there. It says youth exiting the foster care shared that they have often lacked strong and supportive relationships. While extending foster care until age 21 is improved, outcomes for the youth, many youth still care without the support and excuse me, many youth still exit care without the support and guidance they need to successfully transition. I am here to tell you that kids that are transitioning out of the foster care system into adulthood are the most likely population to be seduced into sex trafficking. It's very easy. One, they don't have a lot of money. Number two, they have never had that place of someone who just believes in them. And this pimp comes along and goes, "Hey, baby, you're hot. I'll be your daddy. I'm going to take care of you. I'll give you everything you ever wanted." And they just go in heart and soul. And they can do it online or they can do it in person, but they are just so vulnerable to being groomed into trafficking. It says children in foster care have experienced abuse, neglect, and other adverse child experiences that can negatively impact their health. In fact, half of all kids in foster care have endured 4 or more adverse childhood experiences. Really? Imagine that. Unique challenges can prevent students or foster care from attending school. Youth in foster care are more likely to be chronically absent, meaning missing school 10% or more of the days of school, than anybody else in the system, in the school system. Due to home placement changes, school transfers, court hearings, and parent visitations. Just imagine if that just gets how that goes. You're moved not only from home to home, but from school to school, taken away from your friends. I think I was in about 5th grade when there was a young kid in our school, and I have no idea what happened to him. I heard he ended up in Washington State, but he was such a neat kid, and we all liked him. And then poof, one day he was gone. And we said, "Well, where'd he go?" "Well, they moved into Washington. He didn't fit in with this foster family." Really? Poof, he's gone just like that. And I think to myself, this young man, how hard that has had to be for him to just suddenly be picked up, and your mother is no longer your mother and your father is no longer your father. And then you have these situations where you may be able to see a parent but not be able to go home with them. It is a trail of feeling flawed, a trail of feeling just unable to make an attachment that you can actually trust long term. No wonder these kids are so susceptible to this. Unique challenges can prevent students in foster care from attending school. So, on top of that, it says in California, the average high school graduation rate by youth is 83%. But for students in foster care, it is only 53%. Part of that is because they're moved from school to school as they're moved from home to home, and they get behind on their studies. The criteria for their classes are not the same. They can't necessarily get the classes they need to be able to graduate. Research indicates foster youth experience rates of homelessness ranging from 11% to 38%, which is extremely much higher than norm. A homeless child because you didn't have a place of your own. This is Opal Singleton. We're talking about the foster care program. We're up against a break. Be right back.
Societal Shift, A World Without Borders and a Home Without Walls. This is the most important book you will read this year, especially if you have children or grandchildren. We are living at the most important time in all of history. In 2020, the entire world will be connected by internet, more than 6 billion people coming together. Technology will provide many great advantages for our kids, but a world without borders for our kids is also a world without borders for pimps, predators, pedophiles, cartels, and organized crime. It is a home without walls because 87% of the kids sleep with their phone. It is the greatest societal experiment of all time. Our kids are technology geniuses, and their parents are technophobic. Some are techno-impotent. New apps come with no warnings on how a predator will use them against our kids. Advancing technologies like encrypted messaging, vaporware, artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, and the dark net will challenge law enforcement, teachers, and parents to keep kids safe. Recent research states that 9,000 kids a day are being blackmailed with a naked photo, and 58% will meet their predator. It is indeed a societal shift. and one in which most parents are unprepared. If you are a parent or grandparent, teacher, counselor, or social worker, please take time to read Societal Shift. Only $18.99 plus $6 shipping. Order today at millionkids.org. That's millionkids, millionkids.org. It'll be the greatest gift you can give your family and yourself. Order Societal Shift today. Million Kids takes checks and credit cards. Opal Singleton, the author, will personally sign the book and send it to you. Again, go to millionkids.org and order Societal Shift today. Join Million Kids. Keep our kids safe from predators.
Hello, this is Opal Singleton of Exploited Crimes and Technology. We come to you every Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock right here on AM 590, The Answer. I so much appreciate each and every one of you that listen to this show. With January being National Human Trafficking Month, I get a chance to come out of the bunker here, and I actually get to go out and meet some of you. And I am always blown away by the number of people who listen to this show. Some very, very prominent people, and it just always kind of blows me away. But I want you to know how much that means, because this isn't just my issue. This is a real issue for educators, for parents, for our community, our society, and really for the future of our country. If a society cannot help its children, those that are least able to take care of themselves, then that society is in deep trouble. And I've met some incredible people out there like yourselves that just go to the mat to do something extra, either by donating to us or donating to other programs, or by helping foster kids, or by tutoring kids that might be in trouble or behind and like that. So with that, I'm going to keep giving you some statistics, but I want to give you an idea of what Million Kids does and what we suggest that you can do to help foster kids. Not everybody is up for being a foster parent. I get that. If you are, God bless you. People like Dina and Bob that literally adopted 12 foster kids are absolute angels on earth. They are. In fact, they're angels on earth for a lot of reasons, but especially that reason. But many of us can do something for foster kids, and you'll never even miss what it is that you do. One of the things I would ask you to do is consider helping us with our bedding drive. It'll go for the next 3 weeks, maybe 4 if I decide to extend it. I've already started it. It's really a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite projects for the year. We go out and we buy a twin bed comforter or an extra long trim bed, either one. We get matching sheets. If you get extra long, make sure you get extra long sheets, okay? Or their feet are going to get cold. Anyway, but it isn't just white ones. I mean, we really make a good time out of this. I love it. I go to At Home, and I go to I go to Walmart too. Yeah, I go to all kinds of places, sometimes Marshall's, different places, and we buy the funnest stuff. You can just have a great time and photograph it so we can all see it, okay? Put them all together. The one I'm looking at right now has a cute little mouse. It's a pink thing. But we do them for teenagers, some more mature kind of thing. And we also do them for little kids. I did one recently that had a dump truck and a whole bunch of stuff for a young boy, and then some green dinosaurs. I did one with a rabbit. This thing had a pillow. It was for kind of an older teen girl, but it was very sophisticated looking. It was so pretty. Anyway, we put them all together in separate packages as a kit, and we mark, the age range that we think they're for. And then we take them down to our source. In this case, the source is Emmanuel Lutheran Church, that actually delivers them to the foster families. And that way, that family, when they start out with a new child, can get a set of bedding that matches that young child. Anyway, I hope you'll consider getting involved with this. You can either just send money, either $50 or $75. We can make it work either way. And the 75 are even more fun because I can really splurge and make them really special. But anyway, or if you're here in the Inland Empire and you want to help us by putting these together and shopping, you can certainly do that too. And we will make that happen. But it isn't just the foster bedding drive, okay? Million Kids has for the last 2 years. Now, we've been running this for about 8 years, but specializing in foster kids the last 2 years. We run Million Kids Missing Kids. And many of you that donate to our organization, what we do is when a kid goes missing, that is one of the most terrifying thoughts for a parent. Just terrifying. Where is your child? Did they run off with someone they met on the internet? Are they in LA or Las Vegas? Or did they get crazy and decide to go to the border? Where is your child? And you go to the police department and you fill out a police form. And we have some great police departments right here in the Inland Empire, both San Bernardino and Riverside County. But they have a lot of missing and runaway kids. And so what happens is if you're missing a child, you can go to millionkids.org, go onto our Million Kids Missing Kids site that's on there, and fill out the form. You have to have a police report number, and we have to be able to direct the leads to the police department. We do not do that investigation ourselves. Now, we are going to open up in about a month, we're going to open up a specialized service for parents who want to do cell phone forensic or a data dump of their child's cell phone, or even a social media analysis of their child's work. And that is going to be done by Linda Burke Herring, that is a private investigator that has special equipment. So we are going to help parents even be able to analyze phones and like that if a child goes missing. But we do this whole thing of sending out flyers for missing and runaway kids. We also signed an agreement a couple of years ago to do this for Riverside County DPSS, and we'll certainly assist San Bernardino County Social Services at any time. Because during COVID, a lot of kids disappeared from the foster kids system. And, we don't know that they were actually missing, but nobody knew where they were. And so social services in both counties have spent a lot of time trying to locate, especially those high-risk kids that they cannot locate. And that is some of the services that we do. And we do that because people donate to Million Kids. That's an expensive project that we run, by the way. We send out literally millions and millions of flyers on kids that are missing and run away. One way that you can help on this is to go on to millionkids.org and sign up for our newsletter. Millionkids.org, not .com. That's a rock band, okay? Millionkids.org. Sign up for that newsletter so that you will get those flyers. If you're part of a church group or a civic group of some sort, like Seroptimist or Rotary, take the flyers and pass them out at the meetings so that everybody can get eyes on these missing kids. A lot of time with social services, what we just need to do is be able to locate the kid, find out how they're doing, what they're doing, and be able to make sure that they're getting the services they want. In other cases, the child is in grave danger because they've gone online and met somebody they don't know, and they decided to take off with them. And then they get out there and they're going, whoa, what have I done? And this guy's a creep and he isn't anything what he looked like and like that. And so that is some of the work that we do. So those are a couple of ways. Help us with our bedding drive and help us with our Million Kids Missing Kids. Another thing that I would tell you to do is that if you pay attention in your church or synagogue, wherever you go, and do have foster families there and find out who they are and sit down with them and say, how can we help you? If you have a foster kid that's about to have a birthday, throw them a big birthday bash and let them know they're included. That is just so important. Maybe the child is in school, but find out what their interests are. You see, one of the problems with foster kids is the state will give them enough money to get in school, but they don't give them money for like sports uniforms or dance outfits or taekwondo outfits or whatever it is the child might want to do. Your own child, if it wants to do, how do you like that? He or she wants to do. Boy, I'm getting woke here. Anyway, if your own child, you go out there and you start finding ways to make your kid's dream come true. But a lot of these foster kids, the foster family just can't afford that. So make that a special project out there to do that, to find your foster family and say, what can you do to support them so that kid feels included, especially in your Sunday school classes, your school classes, and like that, but also so that they can not just survive but thrive. Yeah, that's the advantage of all the rest of us. We get out there and we say, "Hey, Mom, I want to do this, I want to do that," and somehow we make it all happen. That doesn't work for foster kids. And the next thing you know, they're not getting attached into the school. They're not belonging in there. They're not getting to participate in sports. They're not included in a lot of kids because they don't have what it takes to participate. That is another way that you can help change a life, even if it's just a very small event. Even if it's a matter of putting out $100 to help somebody with a baseball outfit or a football outfit, you have changed a life when you do that. And you can help that young person so that they can be included, they can feel strong, and they can feel like they belong. And we need to do more of that. This is Opal Singleton. The show is Exploited, Crimes and Technology, and it is break time, so we're going to be right back. Hello, this is Opal Singleton of Exploited, Crimes and Technology. I want to tell you about a book I wrote called Seduced, The Grooming of America's Teenagers. It's all about how predators access, groom, recruit, and exploit our young people using social media, online gaming, video chat rooms. Technology is changing at the speed of light, and we have to understand how to keep our kids safe from predators. So you can get this book by going to www.millionkids.org. It's $16. I'll sign it and I'll ship it to you personally. We hope that you will order this book, educate yourself about how to keep our kids safe in this day of changing technology. Join us each Saturday for our radio show at Exploited, Crimes and Technology at 3 o'clock on AM 590. The Answer.
Custom Service Systems, a proud supporter of Million Kids, is a family-owned and operated commercial cleaning company servicing the Inland Empire and surrounding areas since 1974. CSS takes pride in their ability to maintain the business facilities they serve and their long-lasting relationships with their valued clients. CSS provides a variety of cleaning systems customized to client needs, including deep cleaning and disinfectant to be COVID-19 compliant. From basic office cleaning to windows and floors, CSS will clean up your mess so you don't have to stress. Custom Service Systems cares about families and communities and wants to give back. Custom Service Systems are proud supporters of Million Kids to keep kids safe from predators. If you need the best cleaning services for your business or corporation, contact Custom Service Systems at cssclean.com. Again, cssclean.com, or call 951-781-9345. That's 951-781-9345. You will know you found the best. Custom Service Systems.
Hello, this is Opal Singleton of Exploited, Crimes and Technology. Let me tell you about my friend Doris Anderson at Remax Realty in Upland. She is amazing. She's kind, she's patient, but she listens. And she's informed, and she will help you with your real estate transaction in a way that works for you. Doris, in full disclosure, often supports the work of Million Kids because she cares about young people. But she knows how to analyze a market, how to market a property, and how to find just the right transaction for both buyers and sellers. If you're looking to buy or sell real estate or invest in income property, contact Doris Anderson at Remax Realty, 951-733-8899. That's 951-733-8899. 951-733-8899.
AM 590. The Answer.
Hello and welcome back to Exploited, Crimes and Technology. This is Opal Singleton, and we are talking about foster kids and just how very vulnerable foster kids are, and what we as a society can do, even if you do not want to adopt or have a foster child in your immediate life, that does not mean that you cannot help a child who maybe doesn't have everything going for them. So, as I talked about, we're doing this foster care bedding program. I hope you'll look into that and get involved. It's a fun way to change a child's life. For $50 or $75, it's really probably the best use of money that you can ever do. We do one other thing, though, that I want to suggest to you, and that is one of the most vulnerable kids out there, especially for sex trafficking, are those kids that are transitioning out of the foster care system. Think about that. They're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. And they're coming out of foster care, and maybe they're in 5 different homes and they've now survived it all. But now it's time to be an adult, and they have no strength, no bridge handed out to them where they can sail into adulthood like so many other people. One of the things that you can do is literally help a young person decorate their apartment. And your youth group can do this, by the way. If you have a foster kid that's in your youth group, get the whole youth group to come together, and you as an adult go with them so this doesn't get crazy, okay? And start going to garage sales. I used to kid, get them Elvis on Velvet, but that tells you how old I am, okay? But go to garage sales and estate sales and things like that, and help them decorate their first apartment, and help them fill out those forms for scholarships. That's intimidating for anybody, but if you don't have a parent there to help you fill out those forms, you're never going to get a scholarship. But if you want to help them decorate, I want to share with you a story that I heard several years ago, but it made such an impression on me. There was this lady in her 80s, and she was quite wealthy. And she had a beautiful set of dishes. They may have been bone china, but I don't remember for sure. Anyway, they had been in her family for years, and she had 3 children, and she wanted to be able to give them to any of her 3 adult children or their nearly adult children, her grandchildren. And she tried and tried to give them this dishes, and they didn't want them. They wanted stuff from IKEA, It really made her mad because these were like her grandmother's grandmother or somebody, and they were really special. Anyway, after she concluded that nobody in the family wanted to keep these dishes in the family, she went out and found a foster group youth who was setting up an apartment. And she wrote, instead of just saying, here, take these dishes, she wrote a nice letter and packaged them up beautifully. And she said to this young girl that she was giving them to, that was setting up her own apartment, she said, these dishes have been in the Larson family for 3 generations. You are now part of the Larson family. And that girl shared that story with me, and I will never forget that. How cool is that? One of the things you don't think about with foster kids is they don't have that legacy, that's been passed down from grandma to mom to you. And, you're part of something bigger than yourself. No wonder they are so easy to manipulate and recruit and exploit and seduce into things like sex trafficking, because you're not feeling that important link of being part of a legacy. And that is one of the things that you can do, is help that young person move in and transition in one of the most important parts of their life. And that is going from foster care to getting a full-time job, to going to school and getting a part-time job, setting up your first apartment. If your own child was doing that, you'd be right there. Here, let me get you this, let me get you that. Let's color coordinate, all this stuff. You don't get that as a foster child, but you can. So I just wanted to give you some ideas and thinking. Can we prevent everyone from being sex trafficked? No. But we can recognize the vulnerabilities of young people and find ways to fill in those blanks. Someone that cares about you and that will intervene for you and help you feel like you are valuable and that you're important, that you're smart and that you have abilities and somebody that can help you fix in those holes, like going from foster home to foster home and never getting to play on a sports team or being part of a club or something. Find out what those needs are and let's fill those needs in. What you're really doing is telling that person, you're very important, you're very smart, you have potential, and I see you and I believe in you. Do you know, for every one of those betting things that we do, whether it's the $50 or $75, Million Kids puts in one of the I believe in you challenge coins. By the way, we sell those online for what it's worth. You can, and I mail them out myself. I drive them right down to the post office myself and put them in. They are just powerful. They're so beautiful. They'll last forever, from generation to generation. They are great graduation gifts, great birthday presents, and just a one-time thing. And it can be for your spouse or for your kids or even your elderly parents, but they are dynamite for your foster kids. And so for every one of those betting things that you decide to donate, I'm going to put in a free challenge coin that says, I believe in you. I so much appreciate each and every one of you. You know, this is very, very hard business. It is getting harder in California to combat trafficking because of the laws, because of the open borders, because of the homeless people, and because of technology. I mean, our kids are literally, you and I are living through a technology transformation. I think I wrote a book on that called Societal Shift, A World Without Borders, A Home Without Walls. But it puts all of our kids on the front line. And suddenly some slick operating dude comes online and says, you know, hey, baby, you're hot. I'll take care of you. I'm here for you. Let's meet up. You know, why don't you come out and meet me and we can take off together. No wonder so many foster kids are easy to recruit into running away. We can make a difference. Maybe not with everyone in the foster care system, but even if it's only one, you have changed a life. I will never forget a young man that I met at a group home one night when I was speaking. And yes, Million Kids goes out to all those group homes and talks about trafficking and online exploitation. He was a cool kid. He was almost 18. He was blonde. He was smart as a whip. And he's in this group home. And we were talking about online gaming addiction. And he told me, you know, when I still lived in Orange County, I was addicted to video gaming. And I said, what are you doing out here in this group? And he said, well, I don't have a home and there's no homes available in Orange County. So they sent me to Rubidoux. And I said, you seem like you're just so smart, you know? And he goes, yeah, I want to be I forget what you call it, but a weatherman, basically. And I said, let me help you. And I ran out and bought him a book on hurricanes just to keep him together. I believe that kid will make it. And I believe one night you're going to see him on TV and there he'll be, he's succeeded. But the name of the game is find out what's important to him and then fill in those blanks and help them so they're not so vulnerable. If you want to participate in our betting program, go to millionkids.org and donate. Put right on it, it's for the foster care betting program. If you just want to support our work, just donate. We'll, trust me, we make it happen, and we make it happen to very accountable ways that can change lives. You folks are just amazing. I cannot tell you how in awe I am when I meet you in person, which I have done a lot of in January. You know, and we start talking, and this person's like the mayor of something, or you know, a housewife with 6 kids that are changing the life, that are homeschooling, and they say, I never miss your show. It means everything to me, folks, absolutely everything. Million Kids is not Opal. Million Kids is a community of people who care deeply about young people and are absolutely committed that they will not be violated by a predator. And I don't care if it's a guy or a girl. Nobody should be violated, period. Adult or child, man or woman, nobody should be violated. And you all make the difference in that. So the organization is millionkids.org. I hope you'll go to it and follow us, sign up for our newsletter and some of our trainings if you want to. And thank you for everything you do to support our work. I hope you'll put your arms around your family this week and let them know how proud you are of them and how much you love them and that you believe in them. I'll see you next Saturday at 3 o'clock on AM 590.
This message is all about Million Kids, the organization that helps locate missing kids throughout Southern California and educates to keep kids safe from predators. Million Kids educates school administrators, teachers, parents, and teenagers how predators identify a potential victim and the methods they use to recruit innocent kids. BMW of Riverside is a proud supporter of Million Kids. Visit BMW of Riverside at the Adams Street exit off the 91 freeway or click bmwofriverside.com.